Hello and welcome to this episode of Ali G tries to change stuff on a bike that he broke so he can use it again. I don't know what the fuck I'm calling this series yet. Any ideas? But right, first things first, have a look at my incredibly high-tech garage. Gazebo. Because why? I don't have a garage, so the gazebo's all I fucking got, isn't it? But it's fairly roomy in here. I mean, there's enough room to have the bike, have a bench. It should be alright. I'm going to apologise about the lighting in here now, but it's completely out of my control. It's a fucking gazebo, and it's fucking moving like mad at the moment, so I'm sorry about the rustling as well, but it might be windy. But today, we start with levers. Now, everything that I'm putting on this bike I didn't get given, I paid for it. So, the levers I've got are Puig? I don't know how it's pronounced, it's Spanish. They seem like a fucking good brand. Very nice levers. And they should replace the ones that are, well, fairly fucked. So right, there's a few things I need to actually talk to you about during this. So I'll be working on it and talking to you about random stuff that I do actually really need to mention. But let's start off with the rear sets, because you might notice that one of the rear sets is brand new, the other one isn't. Now I'm going to walk out of here for a second because the lighting is very bad. The left hand rear set is brand new, the right one isn't, because I managed to change the left one on my own. The right one I can't do, because I need a jack, so I need to get the fucking swinging arm bolt out, and all I've got is a paddock stand, so I'm waiting for someone to let me use their ramp and their equipment so I can actually do that. That's why half the fairings are off, and one rear set's shiny and brand new and really sexy, and the other one is, well, fucked. But anyway, let's see how this goes, shall we? So one of the first things you notice is I'm nowhere near a professional. Nowhere fucking near. That's my toolkit, pretty much. 100 or so quid off Amazon. It's got everything I need so far, and I don't have a problem with it. Everything I use, there will be a link down in the description, just so if you want anything that you see, there will be a link for. I'm not going to put a link for the gazebo because, well, it was a China special. It was 50 quid for a fucking big gazebo and it's shit. Let's get on with this. Right, so obviously first we've got to take the old ones off. Although I should probably say this isn't going to be like how-to videos or anything. I'm not going to try and explain why I'm doing stuff and exactly what I'm doing, because as you can just tell from me throwing my fucking ratchet around, I don't know. I did spend quite a lot of time in my early life in bike garages, so I've got sort of rough idea of basic mechanics. Wow, okay, straight away I've done the wrong fucking thing. I've undone the wrong bolt. Just do that back up quickly, pretend you didn't see that. Oh yeah, I've got a basic idea of mechanics, I sort of know what I'm doing, he says while I'm doing the wrong fucking bolt. It's that one, not that one, that one. You know what I just realised? That's why it's fucking dark. I can't see shit because I'm wearing my fucking sunglasses. Oh, Jesus Christ. That'll help. My God, I can see. Right. Now you're loose, now get out. Come on. Fucking work with me, dickhead. Why aren't you coming out? Why aren't you coming out? You've got fucking plenty of play. Aha. Right. Wow, I should have worn gloves. Gloves sorted. Now you, I want to just pop out. And where's the clutch cable gone? Now something I've just noticed is, as you can probably see, this doesn't have the normal clutch adjustment thing. which means I've got to try and adjust it from the bottom end. Right, somehow I've got to adjust all this. I'm guessing if I loosen these off, I should be able to adjust it, I hope. Right, after a lot of faffing around, I got this off. But I can't put this on. Because if you look, can you see a difference? This, just here, it's got a cutout on the end. This one doesn't. Now they're inside the, in the thing, don't know technical terms, but in the thing there's this little plastic bit that comes up which slots inside this little groove. It can't fit in there because this doesn't have a fucking groove on it. It's got the hole, but you can't slot it in. Now personally I don't know why it's there. I don't know why you need that plastic piece. So I'm going to do a bit of playing around, see if I can work out why it's there, and then hopefully, if I don't need it, it's coming off. If I do need it, I've got to chop up my new lever. Fucking hope that it's okay. It's got some wires attached to it underneath. Sorry about the rustling again, can't help it. But it's got wiring coming out underneath and a little electrical unit, which makes me think that that little plastic pin in there is there to tell something that the clutch has been engaged. So it looks like we need it. So the question is, there a way fitting this? That doesn't work. It'll work when it's half pulled in, but not when it's actually... I'm going to lose the fucking clutch cable if that keeps going in there. So it seems like that is there for a reason and it can't be taken out. I might be able to unscrew the unit and screw the unit back in afterwards. But there's not really enough space for me to do that. Unless I might have worked something out. I could take that unit off, the actual like lever assembly, leave all of that, but just take this little piece off so I can get underneath it to unscrew that little unit, put the lever in, and put the unit back on. Right, that's what we're doing. Is that a 10? It's a 10. It's a fucking 10. Right, I'm not taking it off, I'm twiddling it. Just turn it around a little so I can actually get in to what I want. A small screwdriver. Now something you will notice with me is I like using the bare minimum of tools. Like right now I could have got a screwdriver, which would have made quite a lot of sense. But I know, I thought, and I was right, because I have a very small screwdriver to put on the end of my ratchet. So instead of finding a screwdriver to use, I use a fucking ratchet. Come on, get out. Right. So it's this little bastard. Now in theory, I should potentially be able to slot the fucking thing, clutch cable, that's the word, that is loosened to its fucking extent as well. And it's not fucking loose. It's as slack as it goes, and it isn't going any fucking slacker. Now work with me. Come on, don't be a dick. Fucking get back here. Right, the lever is now in position. That's back on, which means this can also go back on, in theory. Get in the hole, thank you. That is very cross-threaded. Get out, get out. Now the other one is going to be fucking harder to get back in. So I can't see shit. There's no... Hat was in the way. There's no artificial lighting in here, which means it's fucking hard to see anything that I'm doing. And I think I need a screwdriver. Now where is your old? There it is. Right. That is going back in happily. Now, angle that back down. Get this back through the hole. And if I tighten that up how it is, I should be able to get the bolt on at the end of it. Not the bolt, the nut. Something else you'll notice, I'm not good with terminology. Right, that's catching. So now stick the spanner on. So when stuff's getting really tight, it's actually easier to use the ratchet than it is a screwdriver, because you've just got that easier grip, I think. Oh, that's what I find anyway. I always find a ratchet easier than any sort of spanner, any sort of screwdriver. The ratchet's always my go-to tool. What I really want is a ratchet spanner, or a ratchet spanner set, I should say. Right. Oh, that's good. Right, so clutch lever. Now I need to tighten the stuff up I loosened on this side. Oh, fucking hell. Now, while I'm doing this, I should probably tell you why in this video we're only doing levers. That's quite simple. That's all I got. No, it isn't all I've got, as in all I've ordered and all I'm planning to replace. I'm planning to replace a lot more than just the fucking levers, believe me. But so far, that's all that's arrived, apart from the rear sets, and I don't have the equipment or capability at the moment to do that myself. Because what I really need is a jack, and I don't have one. I did try making a makeshift jack out of some wood under the engine, but any time I put any pressure down on a bolt, the bike started to fucking tilt over. So it needs to be anchored down, and again, I don't have the capability to do that. This is gripping content. Man tightens bolt. Nope. Man tightens nut. See, I got there in the end. Right, it's got a little bit of play in it. Thing is, at the moment I can't really start the bike up to make sure the clutch isn't slipping or anything, because I took the exhaust off. And yes, I'm sure you've noticed the exhaust is still on. It's only held on at the rear and the front. Where the mid pipe goes on to the down pipe, that bolt's really loose, so it would blow like fucking mad. And again, that bolt's fucking tight as fuck, and there's not enough room to get to it, so I'm gonna have to work out a way of doing that. But at some point that exhaust is coming off anyway, because I'm getting rid of my pillion pegs, because I don't take pillions anyway. So the pillion pegs are coming off, which means the exhaust has got to come off for me to do that because the exhaust is mounted onto the pillion peg. That's right, in theory, that should be the clutch lever done. That feels good. It's actually still got a fair amount of play in there as well. But as you can see, it doesn't really line up properly around here. So I'm really believing that this wasn't designed for this bike. This was a sort of universal type part. Right, now we do this side. Now, as I remember last time, because I've actually done this before as well. Fuck off, you gazebo bastard! It attacked me. But if I remember rightly, this side is a fuck ton of a lot easier. So let's try giving that a go. Yeah, that's definitely simpler. I'm starting to remember that. I say starting to remember, I do remember. Yeah, 'cause to get this one off, literally this bolt, that nut, and then that pops off. And the new one can go on. Fucking gazebo's pissing me off. That'll be a 10. Where's my 10? Anyone see where I put my 10? I didn't use the 10. Would you look at that? I think it might actually be an 8. Nope, I was right first time. Never fucking question yourself. Here it comes. Right, oh. That fucking skill catching then bolt. Nuts! Jesus, come on. I can't remember jack shit today. I slept for 2 hours last night. Went round my mate's house, had a few drinks, crashed on his sofa. Fucking didn't sleep, did I? Okay, right, that's off. I'll explain the wheel weight in a minute. Now this should just slot in, slot on, like that. That's perfect. I remember why this side is a fuck ton of a lot easier. It doesn't have a clutch cable. Weird that, isn't it? The brake not having a clutch cable is unheard of. Every brake has a clutch cable. Every clutch cable has a brake. In point, and mine's getting very close. This is why I want a ratchet spanner, so I can actually do this properly. Well, that feels way too loose. Right, I'm taking that back off again, actually. Something doesn't seem right. Something doesn't seem right with this lever. Feels way too loose. It feels like it's got too much play up and down as well, and there shouldn't be any fucking up and down play on a fucking lever. Well, let's get it on. Let's get it on. Right, is my brake light working? Ah, that's the problem. That is why I needed the wheel weight. I've missed that sound. Yeah, I know I shouldn't have started it, it's blowing, but I've just found out that I did actually put the gear selector on properly. So obviously you won't see the video of the rear sets, because the first one I fucked up everything. I fucked up the recording, the angles, the talking. I actually fucked up the job. And obviously the other side I've got to do in someone's workshop, so I can't be recording that. Oh, smells like fucking exhaust fumes. I love it. But right, yeah, the problem with the tail light there is that was the brake light the whole time. With and without the brake light was on. Because on the old lever, we put this wheel weight on the same ones you see on your wheels when you get new tyres. They'll put a couple of them on to make the wheels spin smoothly. Just weights down one side of it, so there isn't a heavy part of the wheel, so it doesn't go around like that, it goes smooth. And the reason we put it on here, where that touches, there's a little switch which, when it's pushed in, deactivates your brake light. When you pull the lever in, this disengages from it and that turns on your brake light. Now, for some reason mine snapped in half and I don't know why, but we worked out with the wheel weight it does actually make it that much thicker that it works. So at the moment, when I ride it, I'll only have my brake lights on the whole time. But I'm not riding it yet, am I? And while I'm in the guy's workshop, I can do that. I can't ride it until I've put all the fairings back on, done everything I need. But right, those levers are on. And that is very nice. Oh, fuck me. I've just noticed something. Along here, there's a load of scratches from where it hit the fucking curb. I'm not replacing the screen. Can't fucking afford to replace the screen. So right, the levers are on, and that's all I'm doing in this video because it's the only parts I have at the moment. They tried to deliver 2 parcels earlier today and I wasn't here. So they're both getting delivered again tomorrow. Hopefully. Now hopefully I actually managed to get some decent angles there and you could hear me over the rustling of that. Now I've started the bike up, I want to ride it now. I've heard it, she needs a ride. Getting withdrawal symptoms. That's done. I got no idea what we're doing in the next video because, like I said, I don't know what's arriving and when it's arriving. I've got a feeling that my side stand and my mirrors will arrive tomorrow, and possibly, calm down, and possibly bar ends and grips. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, I hope you actually enjoyed that. I doubt many of you would, but I hope you enjoyed seeing me fail at doing stuff and eventually get it right. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.